In today's headlines, the US and the UK will unfreeze Libya's assets now that Muammar Gaddafi's rule is apparently ending. Estimates of Libya's total assets held overseas range from 100 billion to 150 billion US dollars. US officials will work with the National Transitional Council on a roadmap for Libya's future that the council's already suggested. However, the situation in the Libyan capital remains confused, with the Gaddafi regime claiming to still be in control. Muammar Gaddafi's son, Saif al-Islam, has re-emerged in Tripoli a day after anti-government rebels claimed he had been arrested. He says Colonel Gaddafi is still in the city. Charges will be dropped against him, but it's believed Dominique Strauss-Kahn will struggle to return to politics. US prosecutors are filing a motion to dismiss the sexual assault case against the former IMF chief, who had been a front-runner for the French presidency. Analysts in France think his political future looks hazy because his image has been tarnished. The United Nations Human Rights Council has opened a special meeting to discuss allegations of human rights violations in Syria. CNN reports the focus is on the Syrian government's crackdown on opposition protesters. In local news, there's to be a multi-agency offensive on syndicate crime when an omnibus organised crimes bill comes before Parliament next year. Justice Minister Simon Power and Police Minister Judith Collins are planning for further information sharing between local and international agencies, protections against bribery and corruption, anti-money laundering measures and cybercrime investigation. The Foreign Minister is expecting more Fijians covered by sanctions under the Bainimarama regime to try attending the Rugby World Cup. Murray McCulley reiterated the sanctions will apply if they're part of the regime or the military. He says the exemption given to rugby player and former soldier Leone Nakarawa is the only one granted so far. Meanwhile, he's monitoring reports that the Fijian army is targeting senior Methodist church members there. 2 military policemen tried to take retired Reverend Josikara Koroi to the army commander for questioning last night. Other ministers had already been rounded up. Back home, further details have been released about a ministerial inquiry into the allegations about practices on board foreign-owned fishing vessels. The terms of reference include the objectives of protecting New Zealand's international reputation, maximising economic return and ensuring acceptable labour standards. Hawke's Bay police are cautioning landlords as rental properties become the focus of crime. Police have recently uncovered major drug growing and manufacturing operations in rental homes. A spokesman says landlords should check houses regularly and report any suspicious activity. And finally, the All Blacks squad for the Rugby World Cup has been named, and you can get those 30 names on our website at rema.co.nz. Meanwhile, unconfirmed rumours have a parade of the rich and the famous coming to New Zealand during the tournament, including Richard Branson, Prime Minister David Cameron and Prince Albert and his new bride. World leaders like UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon and the South Africa's Jacob Zuma will definitely be here, as the South Pacific Forum is on at the same time in Auckland.